Hey everybody, it's me, Jessie, with Driveline Forensics. Today we're going to talk about certain aspects of electric vehicles and their drivelines. Specifically, how to charge the vehicle, a caution related to high voltage cabling, and a review of the electric components. Now I know this technology is fairly new, so I'm going to break it down for you so we all have a basic understanding of how an electric driveline actually works. But first, we need to learn how to charge the vehicle. Charging the vehicle is a very simple process. It's as easy as taking the cable and plugging it into an outlet. But if you've never seen this before, it can be slightly intimidating because this is a plug that you don't normally see. So let's go through it together. First, turn off the vehicle and take out the ignition key. Then open the charging port. You see that little light in there? It will stay on for about a minute after the key is turned off. Now go ahead and plug the inlet connector into the charging outlet. Keep in mind that there is no power to the plug until the vehicle and the charging station determine that it's safe to charge. You might hear a little click after you plug it in. That just lets you know that the vehicle is charging. You can see that the indicator light is flashing green, also just letting you know that the charge has begun. And that's all there is to it. Once you see a steady green light, you know the truck is fully charged. You can unplug and properly store the cable. Now, keep in mind that when you're driving in and out of the bays, the vehicles are extremely quiet. So if you're not using it, be sure to turn it all the way off. And also keep in mind that pedestrians may not hear you coming. Now it's time to go through the electric components one by one. Now I must warn you, this is a high voltage alert. These cables are high voltage lines. On this truck, they are orange. Other trucks, they are yellow. Some are blue. The main thing is that you don't want to damage them. You don't want to cut them. You don't even want to touch them if you don't have to. Now, if you need to access them, be sure to disconnect all of the power sources, but don't worry, I'll teach you how to do that in the safety tips video. Now, let's get to it. Here we have an electric powertrain. Now, I'm going to go through all the electric components one by one, but when it's all said and done, I want you to remember this. A conventional drivetrain and an electric drivetrain do the exact same thing. They drive power to the wheels. In this configuration, we have 5 battery units, 2 battery packs, which power the electric motor, the battery control unit, which helps control energy storage and distribution by putting recovered energy back into the battery. The auxiliary battery is a battery that starts the vehicle and also powers some of its accessories like the lights and the radio. This battery is the same 12-volt battery you see on a conventional vehicle. The DC-DC converter converts high voltage power from the battery packs into low voltage power, then uses it to power the vehicle accessories and recharge the auxiliary battery. Really, it plays the same role as a conventional alternator. And finally, there's the inverter, which is not a battery but kind of relates to them. The inverter controls the speed of the electric motor and the torque it produces. In addition to these units, there are 3 temperature control devices that keep the batteries running at optimal temperature. The thermal system maintains the proper operating temperature for the electric motor, power electronics, and a handful of other components. So in addition to not needing gas, oil, spark plugs, yada, 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 it doesn't need a transmission. We're cutting out the middleman because the electric motor's main job is to send power to the drivetrain. All right, that's it. In layman's terms, it's pretty easy to understand, right? I highly suggest that you watch our other videos on electric vehicles, especially if you're going to be working on EVs. We talk a lot about safety and maintenance. I'm also going to hook you up with a link to the Dana Total Cost of Ownership Calculator. It's a really cool free tool that helps you compare the cost of owning a diesel versus an EV. That's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next videos.